it's Lisa. I have a really different kind of page for you today. We're going to sort of turn things on their end, or at least turn them on their side. I have 4 photos, 2 portrait and 2 landscape. And I thought it would be kind of fun to arrange them in this way. And they kind of got turned because I got to thinking about the subject matter for the page. Well, it's about changes. So I thought that, it'd be just sort of fun to kind of turn things on their side a little bit to kind of show some movement and some change. I was also thinking about using triangles on the page because the triangle symbol, just a basic, isosceles triangle, is a symbol of change in mathematics. And I got that from high school. I don't remember how it all connects to math, but I've started to be my shorthand for change all through college. Anytime I use that word in notes, I would write a note. I would use that little symbol, and I've kept doing it. Well, so I was going to put triangles on the page, and when I turned this, I got to thinking about, well, maybe I should put my paper kind of at an angle. So I've ended up with triangles, but they're not these kind of triangles. But I hope they'll still kind of mean change to me. This is really like a pinwheel. That's what the look is created, that what it's ended up being. So it's like doing a pinwheel in quilting where you have all these pieces of paper or quilting fabric that come together at a point. And I've learned from doing them in fabric that it's really hard to get a very precise point there. And the same thing's going to happen when we do this in paper. To get this to look good, it's actually going to be easier if we just cover that up. I mean, we could get them precise to where they come to a very perfect point, but it's just easier if you go ahead and plan something there in the middle to cover that up, and then you don't have to worry about that absolute perfection, which takes a certain amount of fun out of things. Now this is going to end up being a little bit smaller, so I've cut a piece of cardstock to put my papers on. The specific papers that I have are from the My Mind's Eye collectible collection. These are 6x6 papers. I'm using those because I have another page that'll in my album that'll probably go along with this. The one I did the other day about the alligator that I kept calling a crocodile, and it uses the My Mind's Eye collectible collection as well. So I went through the pad and I picked several papers, and I need to narrow this down. I need 8 total here, and so we're going to see which ones look good with the photos. I actually really like this floor. Some of the busier ones actually look really good, especially since you're going to be kind of a small amount. Let's just take the first 8 that come out here and see if we like those. 3, I'm not sure about the red, so I'm going to move the red out for now. 3, 6, 7, 8. I don't know, I think that was kind of stuffy looking. I like this, but I'm thinking about maybe using it to cut my letters, if I die cut any letters. So I think I'll leave that there, and then it's this one or the polka dot. Nope. I like the first 8 that came out of the pad. So these are going to be my background papers for this page, and I do have the brads that go with it, so it'll be very easy to find something to go in the middle. So I'm just measuring the size of these elements. The sketch is printed at 6 inches, so all I have to do is take everything and double it. So each section is 2 3/4, so 5 1/2. It's going to be the total size, and I'm going to cut each of my squares to 5 1/2 inches. And I've found that doing pinwheels like this, it's just easier to go ahead and make 4 of the items of the sections in full squares, and then take the other 4 and divide them in half. And then you don't have as many edges to line up. And don't have as much of a chance of having something peeking through that's not supposed to. So I did the 4 printed multicolored ones, and then now I'm doing the 4 tone-on-tones and just arranging those so I have a good spread of colors and seeing how the photos are going to look on them. And that'll give me some room for my title in the 2 areas around the horizontal photos. Now to glue these down, I could, trim some of those corner off even if I didn't take it to complete diagonal, but I just felt like it wasn't that much paper to be using, so I just went ahead and left the squares as full squares and then added the other triangles over them. Working towards lining things up, butting up against each other in the middle, And then if the edges don't come out perfect, I can always trim a little bit off the edge. And that's what I'm going to need to do here. The center actually came out really good, but I'm going to need to trim just a little bit of that cardstock background. I used a pretty heavy cardstock because I wanted this to almost sit on top. I didn't want to put dimensionals under it, but I wanted it to have a little bit of dimension on top of the craft background. That's Basil craft paper. And I put a little vintage photo around it, and I'm just going to write my journaling in. This is unusual for me, but I no longer have a printer that prints 12 by 12. So I decided in this case it would be just easier to write the journaling in. I'm using an old brown Zig marker, and it almost gave up on me on this layout. I have had this thing since about 2001, 2002, and I have used it so much. So I think it's finally going to be about time to replace it. It has a real fine tip, and I like it for writing. I thought that in between each sentence, which is kind of each sort of description about the photos, I would put one of those little stars from Studio Calico just to break it up a little bit and add a little bit more interest to the edges of the page. And then I'm going to go ahead around the corner, and I'll write all the way around this. And there's the finished journaling with a few little stars. I attached the pinwheel with the larger glue dots, the 3/8 inch I think they are called. And then I want to leave a little space between each of the photos that kind of shows the paper behind them. I did move a couple of photos around because I'll have something in the center, and I just want to make sure I'm not covering up anything important in the photos. Now I have lots of brads here to choose from. The one that I like the best, it has a layer in it that I'm not crazy about. So a lot of times with these My Mind's Eye brads, I buy them for the brads. I really don't buy them for the little paper pieces, but if I can use them, I do. And there was one with the middle that had musical notes on it, and that just didn't fit my theme, but I found one in another set that worked out for me. And I'll just use the paper piercer to punch a hole right in the middle, and I can put the brad there. I've got plenty of room here for my title, and I used some stickers for one part of the title, and the other one I cut on the silhouette out of some of that designer paper, so there's a white core that's showing, and it's real detailed, so I'm just finishing it off with a marker so it doesn't look white. My centerpiece was a little small, and I have a sticker there that has a pretty green edge. I kind of hate, in a way, to use it, but I've had it a while. I've had all these stickers a while, and this is a really good set of stickers. I think these are Simple Story stickers from the 24/7 collection, and I know I'll use these over time, but I always have stickers left. So in the interest of using my stash this summer, I went ahead and used it. So I get that pretty green edge there. And I have a few more stickers on here. These were supposed to be like tape. And they just kind of have a little bit of a rough edge to them. So I'm going to put a few of these in there. And again, it's not in the same collection as the papers, but it matches really good. I'm just using these like they were taped on. I could have used washi, but I thought since I had those stickers handy, and these will stick really well. In fact, that one stuck almost too well. Now I also thought I might need a few words to go on this. I don't want to do a lot with words because I have the journaling around the edge, but I have a few things. I put a little heart up there next to one of the bicycle paths because that's a favorite thing. And there's one change that was going on here that we just weren't really uncertain about. And I found the word seriously, and I need to put a question mark after it because it's just like, you know, what are they thinking kind of thing with this new guard shack that's looks to us like it's going to back up traffic, but anyway. And then some things that we really liked. I think I ended up with a sticker that says fabulous here for some of the new bike paths. So most of the changes were good ones. I think that kind of covers everything that we had in the sketch. We've got our 4 photos. and this pinwheel effect. So we have 8 different colors of paper that go around, and it's trying to, you know, show some movement, some changes. You kind of have to, you know, tilt your head a little bit to look at this page, so it makes you look at things a little bit differently. And then, you know, the journaling around the edges with a few little stars to highlight it. So it's kind of, you know, a different sort of page for me. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you like what you see, thumbs up always helps YouTube promote my videos, which gets more subscribers. And I love to see new subscribers, and I love to see the comments. It's very motivating. So thank you so much. Be sure and check out my blog. I have a free monthly newsletter you can sign up for, and I have lots of classes and things going on as well. Take care.